So speak about how important it is to have like the fathers in your life, the role models, or even the role models, because everybody ain't got their dad. Some of them passed away.
Yeah.
Some of them may be locked up, but you may have a good role model in your life as well.
I would say, oh, that's kind of hard because I never really. I mean, my dad was in my life, but I never had like a man in my life where I could look at and be like, oh, that's how you supposed to, treat a woman. I mean, not in my close perimeter because I do have a big family, like on my mom's side, but those aren't people that I seen every day.
So none of them gave you no game.
Nobody gave me any game.
They just let you.
I had to figure it out on my own. I was like, as far as my dad, like he was present. We were all in the same household, but it was my mom taking care of us for the most part. As far as I was, with me being born. And now my dad would say like before then, he was taking care of stuff and stuff happened, but I wasn't present then.
Right.
As far as I know.
So you're only going off what you saying.
Yeah, all I know is my mom was taking care of everything. So, and I would say like as far as like relationships and me dating, I would like, I would feel okay, giving to a man before he really even shown me anything,
Right.
So it definitely plays a huge part, and I didn't really get to see anything. My dad would be asking me for money, and I was still a kid at the time. And like between my dad and my brother.
For money?
Well, he had a drug issue and everything, and he wasn't really working much back then either. So it was like, in order for him to maintain his habits and just different things, whether it was like stealing from the house or just.
So he was stealing from the house?
Stealing from the house, pawning different things. I mean, I had like a whole weed system and all that stuff just started disappearing. I had the guitars, the drum set. Yeah, I had the whole thing.
Yeah, he pawned it.
Yeah, the games, different games and stuff was just gone.
What type of drugs was your dad on? Sound like some hard drugs if he doing all that.
Yeah, he was on heroin. But he eventually got off of that. But in order to wean people from heroin, if you're going to the clinics, they wean you off with methamphetamine. I guess a less harsh of a drug. So yeah, he had to maintain that habit. But
so how long was he on that before he started getting the help he needed to get off of it?
I would say, I really don't know. From what I understand, a little bit after my mom and him started dating, which was back when my brother was born, 1983, a little bit before that, he started getting on drugs, probably like 1990, I would say. So he was on there for a while. Then he started, I know when I was younger, probably like 7 years old, he ended up staying with my auntie in Columbus, and he was going to rehab and different things out there. But I can't say for certain when he got back on it, or even if he did, but I know it was a certain point, like when I was going through high school, middle school, high school, where, his temper would just kind of be sporadic. He would be violent, cursing a lot, just, angry.
You were seeing all that growing up.
Yeah, I seen all that growing up. Or like, sometimes he would just be, he'll be home, but like just standing in the corner, kind of falling asleep at the wall, like, for certain reasons. So it's like, I didn't see him do it. I never seen him do it, but like, it's like, I know that's not just no regular drugs that got you falling asleep standing up at the wall, So, yeah.
So how did, as you said, you had your dad around, but I guess that wasn't a good example, right?
Yeah.
So like, how was he treating your mom, and did the way that he treats your mom kind of make you feel like, okay, well, this is how man is supposed to treat me, because that's how my husband is treating her, so this must be how it is.
What's crazy is I never looked at it as like, oh, this is how a man's supposed to treat a woman. I always saw like a issue with it. I just never, as I got older, really thought that I would be, falling into the same ways. It's like you kind of just go through life and, you see what you're willing to put up with. But the way he treated my mom, it would just be a lot of arguing. A lot of arguing would be due to like them, like physical altercations between like my brother and sister and him, and just like him just being walking in angry for whatever reason. Him not really wanting my mom to go out like that. My mom comes from like a partying side of the family. Like they like to drink, play cards, hang out, and different things. But he really didn't like being around people like that, let alone my mom's side of the family. So it's like they would get into
two sides of the family had beef.
Yeah. Well, I don't know my dad's side of the family like that, and they weren't around physically like that. So it wasn't two sides, just more so, my dad against my mom's side. So
I'm gonna tell y'all something real quick.
Yeah.
Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Listen, me, I have a strong personality, so if I like you, then I like you, right? I don't care who don't like you. I don't care if who in my family don't like you. If I'm rocking with you, I'm rocking with you. But I do know a lot of people get torn apart due to having issues with the other side of the family. No. If you got too many issues with the other side of the family, especially if the other side of the family, because you got a certain type of family. You got family that like to put their nose in everything, and then you got family that don't like you, but they kind of just let you be you. Just let you do you. They ain't all in your business, but y'all don't really like each other. You know what I'm saying? But when you got those family members that's just always up and stuff, and then be trying to run stuff and trying to run different households and
gossip.
Exactly.
Like I got a big family, and gossiping is nobody can hold water.
If your partner is not strong mentally, because one of the worst things that you can have while you're in a relationship is have somebody that your partner love and trust and then grew up with. You know what I'm saying? Telling them how you ain't shit, because they're gonna listen. Because that's like they sister or they best friend or something. And it's like, fellas, we do that too. Like homeboy will be like, oh nah, nigga, she did what? Oh nah, you need to get rid of her. You know what I'm saying? She definitely for the streets. Like what chick got 3 cell phones? You know what I'm saying? She either a brain surgeon or a hoe.
I'll say I think that really affected my dad's drug habit too. I won't say like one of the main things, but I don't think it made it any better. Like him having to go against my mom's family and everything, and them putting words in her ear, or just it didn't help.
Okay, let me ask this: did your mama have your dad back when it gets him, or was she jumping over on that side and it was like your dad was against his wife and her family?
From my understanding, my dad didn't feel like she had his back. It was more so, she wouldn't jump down his throat like in front of them or anything, but it wasn't like, you would clearly, have your man's back. You just kind of like let him deal with it on his own. So
that ain't gonna work.
It ain't. No.
It is not gonna work. Ladies and gentlemen, listen. That's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Like we was talking about earlier. When we in front of people, we gotta ride together. We gotta die together. I'll cuss you out at home to let you know what went wrong and why we don't need to be doing this. But while we together, so that's just the type of person I am. I do not care. I ain't about to go against my woman. You know what I'm saying? If I ever get married again, I ain't about to go against my wife in front of nobody.
Like one instance that he told me was where they had just got a new apartment and bought this new furniture and everything, and my mom had family over, and they were like, I don't know what they were doing, but they were skeeting. Okay, maybe wrong words. Tossing quarters across the table. But like they were doing something with the quarters across the table, some type of game or whatever. But it also put scratches in the table that he had, and so he came in when he got off. I think he said, I don't know if he got off work or he came from somewhere, but he saw that he was he had an attitude and was angry. And, you know, he was cussing people out. And, you know, my mom really didn't say much. It was just like, you know, like, oh, well, you know, he just looked like a bad person. So, yeah, it don't help at all. And, you know, I kind of look at things like, now that I'm older, like, yeah, you know, I know my dad had his issues and everything, but now I start to kind of look like, you know, I can see, you know, my mom wasn't perfect either.
Right.
So I can't really put blame wholeheartedly on him. I kind of look at him as human now. Like,
Yeah, 'cause you know nobody's perfect.
yeah.
I don't even look for perfection because you're not gonna find it.
Yeah.
Like nobody, I don't care how much you like somebody. I don't care about none of that. Nobody's gonna be perfect.
Yeah.
You know, you just gotta hope that you can deal with whatever it is that you gotta deal with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You be like, dang, her pinky toe is bigger than her big toe.
Dang. I'm like, I don't know if I can look past that.
Like, let me see how we gonna deal with that.
I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
looking at your feet every 5 seconds, it's like,